Hello, everybody. I'm Phil Soto-Ortiz. Bryan Stabbe back alongside after a break last Saturday. Good to be back with you here at GoDiplomats.com. Been rough going so far for F&M, and F&M has to put that behind and try to move on in what still has a chance to be a successful season against the McDaniel team, Brian, that is off to another very rough start.
Yeah, a really tough year, and we've seen this team have their ups and downs. They're in a little bit of a lull. Coach Mike Hoyt in his third season, just 3-22 as the head man of the Green Terror. But he's trying to do the right things. He's trying to get some of these young guys to buy in, building the program the right way. And Rome wasn't built in a day, and I think for the Green Terror fans, they certainly have seen that. But today they got another chance to come back at it. Everyone well rested, coming off the bye week. Last week, the whole conference in a holding pattern. And this week, hopefully they're able to go out there and play some good, healthy football and see what they're able to do for the second half of the season.
But stats can lie, and Brian, I think that's a little bit of the case with McDaniel. Yeah. They throw it, but they throw it a lot because they've been behind in every Centennial Conference game they've played this year.
Yeah, first in the conference in passing, 254 yards per game, 10th in the conference in rushing, and some of that is a function of losing Joe Rollins to graduation last year. He was one of the most explosive runners, I think, that this conference has probably ever seen, certainly that we've seen calling these games for the last 5 years or so. And to be able to replace a player like him, that is a tough task, and they're still trying to figure out a way to do it.
Pickup of 17 on 3rd and 3, and McGann had a lot of room also with an ankle breaker of a move.
Take another look at it here on the replay. See Bradley reading the defense pre-snap, do a straight drop, had a receiver right over the middle. You actually see at the top of the screen there, Jordan Zachary was open as well. So good job getting off the ball by some of these receivers, found the open man, and being able to make some moves down the field to get the ball into Green Terror territory.
Split back formation. They give to LaValva. Gets a big block from Gerald, but good pursuit. And only a gain of 1.
One of the things to keep an eye on for F&M is that we're still trying to learn what Talib Gerald is able to do when he's not carrying the football. We know he can be a prolific runner. We know he's got a lot of speed, a lot of strength, but situations where he has to be the lead blocker or where he has to go back and pick up a blitzing linebacker or someone coming after him in pass protection, that's where we're going to see those progressions over time with him.
That wasn't a big play for F&M anyway. Now it's going to become a big negative one. 10:49 remaining in the first half.
One of the things about these penalties for F&M is they're still taking probably too many if you were to ask the coaches. They're 8th in the conference in penalty yards taken per game, but it just feels like when they do take these penalties, they're in situations that really seem to hurt them, just shooting them right in the foot when they're in good opportunities at a score, preventing a score from the other side. Those are the kinds of things you've got to find a way to limit, but it's tough when you have a younger team. You saw the defensive end able to shed his block there, but he went right for Zach Bradley. And Bradley, not a guy that's known as a running quarterback, although he's not known for much as a freshman at this point. But the fact that you see the defensive end going right for Bradley, it might have been his assignment, but they have the respect that he might carry the football, and that's important for this F&M offense to know that they can make those misdirection plays work, and they're not just going to sell out and go right for the tailback.
Gerald in the backfield on 3rd and 10. Bradley. Draw play. Gerald up the middle, inside the 10, down to the 5, toward the end zone. He's in for the touchdown. Sold beautifully by Bradley and Gerald, the draw play, and he had room up the middle. 11-yard touchdown for Talib Gerald, and F&M finally breaks the scoreless tie. The Diplomats lead at 6-0.
And this is the type of play that makes you think Talib Gerald is just going to be a special running back, but you got to give a tremendous amount of credit to Zach Bradley to be able to sell that fake and a great downfield block by DeStefano to spring him for the touchdown.
Could not hang on. It'll be 3rd and 2. The Green Terror very lucky to continue to have this football.
And that's not a pass that should have been thrown by Matty Callahan. He has to recognize that sometimes you got to look for your second or third option. He's been locking in on one guy. We've seen it a couple of times here in this first half. And obviously those are quick developing routes. You got to get the ball off quickly, but you also have to have the awareness if your guy's down on the ground, it's not a ball you should be throwing.
Gain of 6 on 3rd and 2. First down coming up for McDaniel.
That was just some good blocking on the offensive line there. That was a little bit of a trap. You see the far side guard pulling out to that outside to pick up the linebacker, which was able to spring him for the first down carry, pick up a 6.
Brian, I always wonder when you see running back take a fake handoff and get tackled. What must he be thinking that at that moment? Do you think he wants to shout, come on, I don't have it?
No, I think he's thinking, I did my job. I was able to sell that fake, and if they're going after me and not going after the guy with the ball, then that's one fewer guy down the field.
And, Brian, now we've learned that you have to respect every opponent, but really the Green Terror has showed itself to be a dangerous, alive underdog today.
Yeah, they're making a couple of good drives, but the drive will stall, no points, and then the other team goes back down the field, drives, stall, and, it was a really good, well-played, fun first half of football, and I think we're going to be in for some more of that as we come out of the second half.
The one wide out is McGann. Give to Gerald. Cole on the block. Gerald walks in for the touchdown. 2-yard touchdown run by Talib Gerald to the outside, and F&M extends the lead. It's 16-7.
And as you said, they send in the wrecking crew, go double tight, jumbo set, good blocking, and Talib Gerald just going off tackle and able to outrun everybody, waltzes into the end zone for the score. 6 plays, 51 yards, 2:40 off the clock, and that's exactly what this F&M offense needed, to get a little bit of fire, be able to move the football down the field with some consistency, good mix of run and pass, handing the ball off to Talib Gerald, Matt McGarity carrying it himself, being able to get the ball out to your playmakers and Jordan Zachary. And that's the type of drive you'd love to see engineered by this offense, to be able to respond to the previous one that had stalled, led to a field goal, but now to have a 10-point lead here, 3:57 remaining in quarter number 3. F&M's offense starting to show some signs of life.
And he's only able to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe not even. He'll bring up 3rd and 7.
And when you see on this play here is outside linebacker Luke Fukas going and stringing that play out. He picks up the blocker out in front of him and lets the other guys come in and make a tackle, as John Najee and Steve Elf were right there because he had to cut back towards the middle.
Good cause. Fukas is on the outside, and to his credit, Elf was not getting sucked out there. He stayed at home and waited for the cutback. Finally hit by Quattrone inside the 35. It's a gain of 9, be 2nd and 1.
And you can see that the interior lineman for F&M, Lou Moeller, Marco Poliski, created a hole you probably could have driven a truck through, as Talib Gerald got very quickly to the second level and forced them to make a play on him.
Those two are really having a terrific game. Picks up almost 10 yards. We'll wait for the spot, wait for the signal, and there it is. First down, says the referee, John Ponzurek.
And we've been singing their praises all day, but they're deserving of it, especially on that play. The offensive line for F&M just cleared things out for Matt McGarity as he was able to get down the field. They have done the yeoman's work here down in the trenches and rarely get the credit they deserve, but the O-line for this Franklin and Marshall offense just so strong, showing it again today.
Maybe McDaniel gets 2 throws at the end zone.
All go routes there, going one-on-one matchup on the outside. Jordan Blair had a step on him. Good catch in stride, gets the ball into F&M territory, and that'll pad the stat sheet just a little bit for Matty Callahan.
F&M gets the second part of its season off on the right foot.
They had to come out and really make some halftime adjustments, and that's exactly what they did. They were only up 7-0. They actually got punched in the mouth just a little bit, as McDaniel was able to tie this one up at one point. It was 7-7, but the Diplomats doing a great job of getting everything ironed out, running the football extremely effectively. We saw Matt McGarity come in relief of Zach Bradley, and for the rest of the week, I'm sure there will be some decisions to make about who we see at quarterback, because McGarity played one heck of a performance. You got to give him all the credit in the world for coming in the second half, pulled off the bench, but really just a complete team performance as Talib Gerald went down, next man up, stepped up, and they were still able to run the football effectively. But this is a good victory to have. Number 600, you get it at home in front of your hometown fans. A complete performance for F&M to be able to iron it out and come away with the 31-7 victory.